Hello guys! Good afternoon, magandang hapon from the Philippines. This is your virtual pilot right now, Pilot John. And welcome to the stream. This is Sky Medic on Facebook and YouTube and MD in the Sky in Twitch. Okay, so meron na miss na hindi ako nakapag-stream kahapon pero yan. Streaming ko usually for viewers purposes only or for gaming purposes only and for recording my games. But if you like this stream, don't forget to hit that like or follow button below in order for you to get notified on our stream. So right now, we will be streaming virtual flight naman. Last stream natin was as a virtual ATC. Okay, so can you guess what aircraft is this? Medyo malaki pero obvious naman siguro sa mga ground handling niya. This is the Flight Factor Airbus A350 with the Philippine Airlines livery, guys. Alright, so we are currently parked here at Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 2, International Bay. And we will be going to Mactan, Cebu. Okay, short flight na tayo guys kasi may errands ako right after dito. So, okay, without further ado, let's go inside our aircraft. Okay, so tingnan natin what we have done already for our aircraft. Okay, according sa OIS natin, we have already loaded with 142 passengers. And cargo natin is 6.9 tons and ZFW natin is 163.6 and center of gravity is 21%. So again guys, this will be a short flight sa mga around 1 hour lang papuntang Mactan, Cebu. Okay, so let's see ano pang gagawin natin yan. Okay, so we'll be loading our fuel right now. Okay, sandali lang. So nakaset na tayo dito. Okay, wait, stand by. Okay, so balik tayo dito ngayon. Okay, so anong gagawin natin? Okay, so let's review again our fuel. So generate na natin yung flight information natin. So again, we have 142 passengers on board. Cargo natin is 6.9 tons. Center of gravity is 21% with the fuel weight of 163.6. So, ayan. So, generate na natin, flight na natin to get our estimated fuel for our flight. So, nag-file tayo ng fuel request going to Mactan, Cebu. And alternative airport natin is Davao Francisco Bangoy Airport in Mindanao with an additional 30 minutes worth of airtime na fuel. Okay, so check na natin. Okay, cost index for this flight will be 43. Okay, flight steps natin is flightable 410 ang taas. Anyway, sige, 8350 naman to. Block fuel natin is 16.2 tons. Okay, 16.2 tons. Breakdown na natin dito. Babaan ko lang kaya. Sandali lang. Medyo mataas eh. 41,000 eastbound tayo. So, we need an odd route. Gawin na natin 35,000. Masyadong mataas yung 41,000 for a 1 hour flight. Okay, so re-edit na lang natin. Okay, so gawin na natin, altitude natin is 35,000 feet. Okay, there you go. So again guys, this is the Flight Factor Airbus A350 with the Philippine Airlines livery and we will be flying live on Vatsim as Philippine 1081 departing Ninoy Aquino International Airport, that is Romeo Papa Lima Lima, going to Mactan, Cebu International Airport, that is Romeo Papa Victor Mike. Okay, we have our new flight plan na. Cost index natin will be 34, flight level is 350, and block fuel natin is now reduced to 15.9 or okay, 15.9 tons tayo. Okay, so for the trip natin is 5,412. 5412. Alternative natin is 4252 papuntang Davao. Contingency natin 15 minutes 1348. APU time, let's set na lang sa 10 minutes. Ayan, 10, 11, 5, 6, 4. Total fuel natin is 15, 9, 7, 1. Okay, so 4407 remaining. There you go, and into next. Okay. Lagyan na natin yung pila, baka magreklamo mga pasahero natin. Okay. The next thing we'll do, we'll place this everything on our MCU. Ayan. Okay, so turn on na natin yung external power natin. There you go. Okay. So bago yan, turn natin ang mga adders natin. Let's turn off all the white switches. Turn off natin. Ayan. Tama lang. Alright, there you go. Clean na ba? Yes, clean na. Okay, so where were we? Okay, lagay na natin all the information we need on our FMC. So I usually use the old style MCDU of the Airbus A350, even though meron siyang bago dito na touchscreen. Pero mas prefer ko yung old MCDU natin. Okay. So init data natin. Nakapag-file na ba tayo? I think hindi pa ako nakapag-file. Alright. Okay, stand by. Okay, filed na tayo. Let's go back again. Okay, so we'll be departing Romeo Papa Lima Lima going to Romeo Papa Victor Mike. This is Philippine 1081 line RS. Our cost index was, so the cost index natin is 34. Cruising altitude natin is 350 or 35,000 feet. Okay, CFW natin 163.6 and center of gravity is 21%. Block fuel natin is 15.9 or gawin na natin 16,000. Okay, for flight plan. Okay, we're scheduled to depart runway 06 by the Ipata to Romeo departure. That is an Arnab departure. Going to Ipata, then airway Whiskey 25, then to Batay, Batay 3 Papa, Rpvm expecting runway 04 Arnab approach in Mactan School. Okay, departure that is runway 06, Ipata to Romeo. There you go. Insert. Then from Ipata, Whiskey 25. 25 Batay. Insert, and we're expecting Batay 3 Papa Arnab 04. Via Tonio. Okay, double checking. Bata, Rpll, Batay, Kilo. Okay, that's good. For our perf natin, check na natin. Okay, runway slope 0, flap setting, configure 1 lang tayo. Okay, magbalik lang. So V1 and V2 is 136 and V2 is 139. For flaps 1 lang to Flex temperature natin is 46 and we'll be using flaps 1 for this departure. Okay, so THS natin is automatic tayo sa flight factor. Alright. Okay, we'll be heading to Rpvm. And I think everything is now set for our departure. Tingnan natin. Okay, let's close all ground equipment. Remove na natin. Okay, ground unit is now due. Options. Okay, so this is guys the Philippine Airlines livery of the Airbus A350 flight factor. And again, we are live on Vatsim as Philippine 1081 departing Romeo Papa 55, that is Ninoy Aquino International Airport. And we will be going to Mactan, Cebu. Romeo Papa Victor Mike. We'll be expecting some 1 hour of flight time. So file na tayo ng flight time. So we're just expecting 1 hour of flight time. Cruising altitude natin is 35,000 feet. Cruising altitude is 483 knots. And our fuel on board is good for 3 hours and 4 minutes of air time. Okay, file na natin. There you go. Okay, so sana yung mga kasama natin nagsilipara na? Hindi pa. Yung tatlong Cebu Pacific nandun pa sa Terminal 2. And ako lang nag-iisa dito sa Terminal 1, Terminal 2. And I think there is one arriving aircraft. Nasaan yung Sputnik? May Sputnik kanina. Wala na. Alright. Okay, next thing we will do is we'll be checking our weather. So file natin muna Rpll. Okay. Check natin yung map natin if ever. Kasi kahapon there is a wind shear alert here at Ninoy Aquino International Airport. There were reported microbursts east-southeast of the airport of Manila. So ngayon, so far walang problema tayo. So visibility natin is good, more than 10 kilometers, partly cloudy, ground temperature 32 degrees, surface winds 120 degrees at 5 knots, QNH natin is 1011. Okay, set na natin sa 1011. There you go. And initial altitude natin is usually 7,000 feet. So maintain muna tayo sa 7,000 feet dito. If ever naman mag-spawn na controller mamaya. And so right guys, so yung nakaset nating flight na is we will be departing via SID or the Ipata to Romeo departure. However, if there will be a spawning radar or approach controller in Manila, magbabago yung usual nating route departure procedure. So we will be maintaining runway heading, initial climb 7,000 feet, and expect radar vectors to our first waypoint. Okay, so let's bring out now our charts for our departure briefing. Stand by muna guys. Okay, let's do our departure briefing guys. So let's use our Jeppesen chart 10-9 published 1st of October 2021. Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Manila, Philippines. We are currently parked here at the international wing of Terminal 2 and we are expected to depart runway 06. So for our pushback procedure, we will be pushing our aircraft on Kilo facing Gulf 4, and if there is no traffic, we'll be taxiing Gulf 4, then simple as right Charlie all the way to Hotel 2 holding point runway 06. And the runway 06 has a heading of 061. The reason mag 061 tayo, if ever there will be a radar controller or an approach controller, so he usually give us radar vectors, initial instructions here in the Philippines. You will be maintaining runway heading and initial climb 7,000 feet. So that's the reason we've set here 061 initial heading and climb is 7,000 feet. Alright, if ever we will have no approach or radar controller, we'll be using the Ipata to Romeo departure. So this is Jeppesen Chart 10-3 pop-up published 20th of March 2020. Effectivity is 26th of March. And Ipata to Romeo departure for runway 06. We'll be climbing course 062 degrees to Lima Lima 06 Foxtrot. Then to Tanaw to Falls at or above 11,000 feet to Kawit or Ipata. Okay, so this is our course for our SID. 062 degrees to Lima Lima 06 Foxtrot, then to Tanaw, then turn right towards Falls at or above 11,000 feet, then to Kawit, then to Ipata. However, if we will have no traffic, we may expedite our climb and we will be directing to waypoint Ipata. Okay, that's our plan. Okay. So I think everything is now set. Let's now call our pushback tractor.
Hey Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain, your tow's coming.
Okay, so strobe lights on auto, beacon lights on, logo lights auto, navigation lights on. Okay, APU master switch on. Let's turn on our seat belts, no smoking, and emergency lights exits, and APU starts. So right guys, for short recap for flight, good afternoon sir, di ako kumabot sa iyo kahapon sa Rpl approach ako kahapon nung nag-sign up pa. Oo nga sir, hindi ako pero alam ko padating ka, kaso nga lang sir, I have an errand mga alas 3 kahapon, kaya alas 3 ba yun or kagabi? Pero alam ko sir, padating ka eh, hindi na talaga sir. Medyo hahapa na. Around 30 minutes to 45 minutes pa yung arrival mo before ako nag-sign.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Alright, just a short recap for our flight. This is the flight factor Airbus A350-900 with the Philippine Airlines livery. And we are currently parked here at Romeo Papa Lima Lima Terminal 2 International Wing. And we will be going to Mactan, Cebu, Central Philippines, so to be specific, Central Visayas area, expecting some 1 hour of airtime, and we will be transporting, ilan bang pasahero natin? Kalimutan ko. 136 yata, 136 passengers and 6.9 tons of cargo, and with a cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. Okay, so fuel on board natin is good for 3 hours, more than 3 hours of flight time. That is enough for our flight going to Mactan, Cebu. Then going to our alternative airport, in case we can't land on Cebu, that is Davao International Airport, and additional 30 minutes of airtime worth of fuel. Okay, so our tingnan natin. Yung dami nila, sarap tara na mag-ground, kabayan. Maglimat man tayo. Tara Davao, hindi na. Davao. Okay, nag-message yung isang aircraft dito sa akin, si Sir Joshua Kadukoy. Alright, so let me see. Saan na ba tayo? Alright, so double checking again, our aircraft QNH natin is 1011, initial heading is 061 degrees, initial climb natin 7,000 if ever na mag-spawn na radar or approach controller. Ayan, so I think everything is now set. Set na lang natin to everything. Ayun. And we're ready to go. Let's now have our before start checklist. Okay, so i-beep muna, i-beep generators on, and let's remove our external power. Ayan, kakalimutan ko kasi dito tolis eh. Nasanay sa tolis. Right. Ground services, now remove our ground. Okay, there we go. Frequency pala natin, forgot. Very important. So, dapat 122 decimal 8 tayo. Monitor tayo 122 decimal 8. Alright, standby muna guys. Ayusin muna yung kanan. Yeah. Okay, then I think we're all good. tayo, goods tayo. So, tingnan natin, lahat na naka-orange dito. Brakes, anti-skid naka-off pa. Auto brakes arm. GPWS off. Okay, weather systems na. Ay, pushback na ba? Wala pa. Alright. And we're ready to go. Let's have our before start checklist. Cockpit preps completed. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs on auto. Adders on nav. Fuel quantity natin is... Fuel on board is 15.9 tons. Checked. Takeoff data set. 061 heading. Tapos 7,000 initial climb. Para reference natin is 1011. Double checking again. 1011 checked. Double check again natin yung meter in Manila. Yun, 0613 pa rin. Okay, there you go. And bar reference set to 1011. Down to the line. Below the line, windows and doors are closed. Beacon is now on. Yes, checked. Thrust levels on idle. Checked. Testing our switches. Good. Laps natin. Working. Working. And we're ready to go. Okay. Manila Traffic Advisory. Philippine 1081 Heavy at Terminal 2. International wind commencing pushback and start for runway 06. Okay, no breath chance. Parking brakes release. And pressure 0.
Here comes the pushback. Line them up.
Okay, engine mode selected to ignite. Number process speed pressure is up. Starting engine number 1. Okay guys, short recap again. This is the Philippine Airlines Airbus A350 of flight factor. We are live on Vatsim as Philippine 1081. We are now currently pushing back our aircraft on Terminal 2 of Ninoy Aquino International Airport here in Manila. And we will be flying to Mactan, Cebu International Airport, Central Visayas, or central part of the Philippines. We'll be expecting some 1 hour of airtime for a cruising altitude of 35,000 feet and cruising speed of 448 knots. We have the... Okay, mamaya na lang yung passengers ko. Nakalimutan kung ilan yung passengers ko. Alright. So, di ba? Okay, engine number 1 is now stable. Starting engine number 2. Colors dito. Squawk. Gawin na lang natin squawk na 4401. Yan, healing tayo.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Okay, parking brake set. Pressure's up.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Standby muna yung tikas natin. So yan, Yung mga kasama ko guys, Cebu 124, Cebu 323, Cebu 412, Cebu 238, and I think all of them are going to Davao in Mindanao. They're currently parked at Terminal 3. So I am the lone departure going to Mactan, Cebu. Okay, engine number 2 is now stable. Let's have our after start checklist. Anti-ice required, ECAM status check, bitstream automatic, rudder trim reset to 0, hand signals expected to be received on my right. Okay, flaps 1 tayo, ground spoilers armed.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Alright, thank you sir. Takeoff configuration, engine mode selector to ignore. And let's wait for our hand signals. Okay, hand signals received after start checklist is complete. Okay, turning off APU bleed, turning off our APU. Ano pang kailangan natin? Okay, so wala namang ground personnel na. Turn on na natin yung weather systems natin. And I think we're ready to go. Okay, let's plan our taxi out. Golf 4, right on Charlie, Hotel 2. Okay. Manila Traffic Advisory, Philippine 181 Heavy will now commence taxi, Kilo Golf 4, right Charlie, Hotel 2, holding point runway 06. Okay. And we're ready to go. No slides to taxi. Monitor lights are off. On pala, sorry. And parking brakes release. And brakes check tayo. Okay, brakes are working. And continue taxi. Bigat pa tayo. Clear on the left side, clear on the right side. Okay, so may nakalimutan akong gawin. Sandali lang, flight controls check muna tayo. Okay, rudders, full left, full right, and neutral, elevators, full up, full down, neutral, ailerons, full left, full right, and neutral. Okay, flight controls check, and ready to go again. Okay, clear on the left, clear on the right. Let's push back na sa kanilang umakan. Okay, before takeoff checklist, flight controls check, flight instruments check, briefing confirmed, flap setting configure 1, V1, VR, V2, flex temperature 136 blue, 139 magenta, flex temperature natin is 46, oops, ATC set to 4401, default, naka-on ba? Yes, naka-on. Ika memo takeoff no blue, down to the line. Okay, lahat sila papuntang Davao. At ang apat na Cebu Pacific, Sir Joshua, he is 238, Jacob 323, Roy Rich 319, at 412 Balat 124, Jigo papuntang Davao lahat. Ako lang yung papuntang Baktan. Safe flight mga sirs. Okay, terrain and will be on my side. So again guys, for our departure, we are expected, we have set our SID to Ipata 2 Romeo, our nav departures. However, I've initially set our heading to 061 degrees and our initial altitude to 7,000 feet in case there will be an approach or radar controller. I-autopilot na natin yan mamaya if ever wala, and maintain a runway heading. Sir Paul, good afternoon. Salamat sir. Nakakamiss lumipad, parati akong naka-ATC. Ngayon lilipad naman tayo. Yan. Okay, so according dito sa Active Sky, kung may isang approaching aircraft sa runway 06 pero wala sa Vatsim, ibang network siguro. Yun. Hindi ko alam kung dito mga off-blocks time. Dito ba yan? Malapit ka na Pinas. Saan ka na ba sir? Online ka sir? Alam ko kanina sa hanapin kita mamaya paglipad ko sir. Alright, slowing down. Manila traffic, Philippine 1081 heavy approaching holding point runway 06 in the aircraft on base and final piece of advice. Manila traffic, Philippine 1081, lining up runway 06. We are on the right, we are on the left. Clear on the arriving side, clear on the departing side. Line up tayo muna. Parking brake set, pressures up. Below the line, take off runway 06, confirm cabin crew advice, TCAS on TARA. Engine mode selector to norm, packs will be on. Yeah, off muna packs natin. Conserve fuel and we're ready to go. Okay, Manila traffic advisory, Philippine 1081 rolling, runway 06. Sir Bernard, hello, good afternoon sir, Sir Brett. Nice to hear from you again. Okay, we're ready to go. Still cockpit muna tayo. No slides to take off. Park and brakes please. Pressure 0. Power 50%. Engine stable. Manflex 46, SRS runway auto thrust blue checked. Trusted. Hundred knots.
V1.
And rotate. Climb, gear up. The pilot will engage. No sir, Sir Brett, this is an A350. Manila traffic, Philippine 181 now airborne, passing 1,300 feet, maintaining runway heading. Thrust climb checked. Lap 0, speed check, lap 0. Okay, let's now resume our navigation flight plan. Right, passing green dots, no slides off. Front spoilers disarmed. Manila traffic, Philippine 1081 resuming navigation via the Ipata 2 Romeo departure IFAR Mactan, Cebu. Back 1 on. Okay, 5,000 feet. Nice clouds tayo ngayon guys. Nice weather. And back to on. Sir Brett, it's going off. You're off for the holiday? Yes, sir. Off tayo pero I can stream more often. Maybe after the holidays. Alright, 7,000 feet and we'll continue climbing 35,000. Manila traffic, Philippine 181 will continue climb to flight level 350. Sir Paul, short stop muna sa RGA, narita mo yata. Muna tapos mag-RPLL na ako. Wow, sipag lumipad ah. Sana all. Okay, 9,000 feet. I'm gonna have to bring some cargo down to you guys in the Airbus A300. Could you teach me how to fly the A300, sir? I have an A300, but I don't know exactly how to fly it. Okay, passing 10,000 feet, landing lights off, and the turbulence seatbelt signs off. I got a Airbus A300, but I have difficulty in flying. Yeah, the inbuilt A300. Okay, passing transition altitude standard set. Passing flight level 117. Now no difference. Okay, after takeoff climb checklist, landing gear up, flaps retracted, brakes are on, land to the line by reference set to standard, and after takeoff climb checklist is complete. Yes, sir, Brett, the inbuilt 300. it's like a Boeing-ish Airbus. So I have difficulty in managing how to fly an Boeing. Diba? Boeing baby. Airbus baby style. So right guys, this is the Philippine Airlines livery of the Airbus A350-900 the flight factor, and we have just nakalimutan ko na nga yun sa abang. And we have just departed Ninoy Aquino International Airport here in Manila, and we are now en route to Mactan Cebu International Airport in Central Philippines. We are now climbing to our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, and we're just expecting some 1 hour of airtime going to our destination. So yan, ina-review na ako ilang passengers ko kanina, nakalimutan ko ilang kung nanood ko. So we have 142 passengers on board and 6.9 tons of cargo, and we have fuel enough for our flight going to Mactan, Cebu, and our alternative airport, which is Davao International Airport, and additional 30 minutes of airtime. Yan, guys. So we are now flying real time and real weather here in the Philippines. So the time now here in the Philippines is 43 minutes past the hour of 1 in the afternoon. And we're expected to arrive in Cebu, Mactan, Cebu, around 2:30 to 4 in the afternoon. Okay, so I forgot to turn off our weather system. Terrain ND, Terrain ND will be. Okay, so this is our flight route. So we are now inbound Falls, then to Kawit, then to Pata. We will reach our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet just after we pass waypoint Ipata. Okay, check ko ilang oras ba, ilang minutes pa ako magsistay sa top of 35,000. So 50. Okay, so 18 minutes tayong magsistay sa cruising altitude natin na 35,000 feet. Okay, Sir Brett on Twitch. The A300 was the first time European countries came together to build an airliner. At the time, it had the most advanced systems of any aircraft. This was before fly-by-wire was invented, which is why it was a typical Boeing. Yeah, yes, sir. Exactly. But the way any built the Airbus A350 is very very nice. It's ito parang realistic siya talaga as compared to other aircraft. So, maybe on the aircraft makers between Todis and Flight Factor and Unibuild, siguro Unibuilds and Todis parang about sila. The quality, pero not so sure kasi more of the Unibuilds aircraft is the Airbus 300, the A310 and the Beluga. I plan to buy the Beluga, however cancel ko because I might leave it in the hangar now because I don't know exactly how to go completely fly the Unibuilds A300. So do I. Airbus babies, shout out John. I wonder what is the Todis announced right after releasing the A340 that they are making or in the process of making another aircraft, so I don't know what aircraft that would be. I hope it's an A330 or possibly another 4-engine aircraft since they already made the Airbus A340, maybe the Airbus A380. I'd want to get the Beluga and then the Q4. Yes, another thing that Q4 is medyo sophisticated that I'm willing to learn. And anytime you want, I'll answer what I can about it. Actually, I know how to from the setting, flight plan, how to manage to bring the aircraft on air But during the landings, actually, to be for the record, for my history of flying in bad in flight simulator in X-Plane 11, only in Inibuild's A300 that I literally crashed the aircraft on approach. Maybe after the holidays, if I have time, I'm gonna learn again how to fly the Inibuilds. I got one successful ILS landing on the Airbus A300. That was when I flew from Kuwait going to Bahrain. So there was an ILS approach, so successful. I don't know what did I do on the aircraft, but I had a successful landing in Bahrain using ILS. Are you ILS approach or now? What do you mean, sir? Right now or my preferred landing? Okay, guys. Actually, guys, I'm chatting with a friend here at Inibuild. Sorry, chatting friend in Twitch. I don't know why my chat box is not showing it. Anyway, cargo or packs version. Both of them, sir. I got, but I prefer the cargo version because I don't have any cargo aircrafts on my fleet. So I only have the 319, the 321, the A350, this one, and the A340, and the A300, of course. When you crash the A300, I forgot. I think that was an ILS because we are on final for runway 24 in Manila. So according to the NOTAMs, ILS in Manila or runway 24 is working. Only on runway 06 that ILS is not working in real life. So that was an ILS. I think, I don't know if I just, okay. So we are now experiencing some turbulence. So seatbelt signs on. Okay, look at those wind cuts. Okay, so I'm gonna check the weather. Okay, saan ba tayo? Here. Okay, we're now experiencing heavy turbulence. We are still climbing to our top line. So seatbelt signs will fly. Okay, 35,000 cruising altitude. Yes, sir, but that was an ILS approach. However, I think I missed some buttons or some switches on our final. I stalled. To be specific, I stalled. I didn't maintain the VAP. But as far as I could remember, I set it on the VAP as indicated on the FMC or the FMCU. However, I don't know why I stalled. I tried to disconnect the autopilot and manually control the throttles or the speed. However, I stalled and I crashed. Literally, I crashed. Okay, so we are now currently experiencing some heavy turbulence. We are maintaining flight level 350 now, our cruising altitude. Let's try to speed up our trip. So right now we are traveling at Mach decimal 82. Okay, let's try to increase it to Mach decimal 85. As fast as Mach decimal 88. You can disconnect the AP using the red button on the left side of the yoke, but it doesn't disconnect the outer thrust. Yeah, the button on the yoke, the red button, but it doesn't disconnect the outer thrust. Oh really? That's why. That's why I try to push my Thrustmaster thrusters here. Thrusters kung tawag ko. Ano tawag nun? If Airbus throttle from Boeing thrusters, or the other way around. Basta, ganun. Okay, that's why. That's what I get if I don't understand the physics or the physics of flying the certain aircraft. So more or less, Airbus 319 and 321 and the A340 have the same interface and cockpit configuration. Airbus A350 is the most modern with all these screens in my dashboard. Luckily, it has the old FMC or FCDU. I don't use the new one, the Dutch one. You have to actually press the little button labeled contrast. Okay. Just curious. Again, I'm just gonna open it maybe tonight. But usually, if you fly the A300, do you fly it? Usually, I take off. Use Toga. Yeah. There's a small dot in the dashboard. Actually, wala siyang label. No label. I just found out about it while reviewing some streams. So there's very small button for the Toga, for the Inipan C300. The screw on the dash. That's the screw. Small dot. That's for the Toga, I think. Yeah. May ground controller na in Manila, Sir Kenzo. Wow, dami nila. May ground controller ngayon sa Manila, Sir Kenzo. Online for 5 minutes. He has 7 departures. Lucky him. Rest muna ako sa pagiging 80s. Yeah, screw or dot or whatever it is for the Toga. Yeah, I think it's a dot. So I can successfully fly the aircraft, bring it to cruising altitude up to the final descent. My problem is just during the approach or the landing. But to be fair with Inibuild's Airbus 300, it's a very, very nice, well-made. It's a very well-made aircraft. For me, it's at par with all this. Okay, so still we're experiencing heavy turbulence, 35,000 feet. Okay, I'm nasa I'm currently checking our weather system in Active Sky XP. Wala namang reported wind shear or microburst on our routes. We are currently 16 miles inbound waypoint Rappel. Bakit ang equal kaya? Okay, current fuel on board is 12,000. Checking our fuel flow. Also per minute dito. So 102 times 60. We are consuming 6 tons of fuel per hour. So our fuel on board is 12,000. So currently our fuel on board is still good for 2 hours of flight time. Bakit yan may turbulence pa? Ano nangyari dito? Okay, we're expected to arrive in Mactan, Cebu, our destination airport. Weather and traffic permitting 31 minutes past the hour of 2 in the afternoon. Or correction, yeah, 31 minutes past the hour of 2 in the afternoon here in the Philippines. So check natin checking the weather in our destination airport, which is Mactan, Cebu. Okay, current weather 58 minutes ago updated, winds 20 degrees at 12 knots, runway 04 is favorable, good visibility more than 10 kilometers, no ceiling, QNH is 1010. There are few clouds in altitude of 2,000 feet and no ceiling has been observed. Okay, no more turbulence, seatbelt signs off. Okay, so far wala tayong problema on our weather in Mactan. Lol, I could go on and ask all kinds of newbie questions, but I'm sure you are more than efficient than it. I know if you have to use the FMS to get the approach speeds, but once you start setting flaps and gear, you have to manually adjust the thrust to make it proper. So, oh really? Fancy. Okay. So once you start setting flaps and gear, you have to manually adjust the thrust to make it proper airspeed. Okay. I didn't know that. Maybe it's the Airbus A300 is still not a fly-by-wire aircraft, so yeah, it's a Boeing-ish Airbus. Okay. So the V up there is just an indication on what speed do I need to maintain on our approach, but I need to manually control the thrusters. I see. Interesting. And usually when I fly the Inigals A300, I fly it offline. Because I also have some difficulty of entering new waypoints, especially if there is if I'm doing a go around procedure. It keeps climbing even though I set the altitude on a certain level, like 3,000, 4,000, but it keeps climbing more than that. So that's another problem for me. I think I'm doing some wrong things in my cockpit. Okay, current time right now is 2 in the afternoon, exactly 2 in the afternoon, and our top of descent is 7 minutes away, or that will be specifically 2:07 in the afternoon. That is just right before or right after we pass by waypoint Rapid. You need to manually control the thrust. Now I know. Thanks for the advice, Sir Brett. Now I know. We're gonna try it maybe later, but not this afternoon after this stream. We're gonna go somewhere else. Okay. Thanks, sir. Thank you. I think you're more proficient at flying the Airbus A300 Inigals. I'm just learning from YouTube University. Joke. Lol. Alright, just a short recap for our flight. This is the Philippine Airlines Airbus A350-900 flying live on Vatsim as Philippine 1081. And we are currently maintaining an altitude of 35,000 feet, and we are 6 minutes away from our top of descent going to our destination airport, which is Mactan Cebu International Airport in Central Philippines. We are now around 20 minutes airborne, and we departed the Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Manila, ICAO code Romeo Papa Lima Lima. Okay, so this is the Airbus A350 Tractor, Philippine Airlines Livery Love Bus. I'm tempted to make a video pictures and directions because I will have a lot to make a PDF. Pictures and directions because kinda lost, sir. With PDF and pictures and directions. I see. For the A300. Finish it and ask for a copy. Or like an answer form. Okay. Saan na ba tayo? Okay guys, we're still maintaining Mach decimal 88, or to be specific, we are now traveling at ground speed that is 517 knots or true airspeed of 523 knots. Meron tayong headwind components, hindi tayo makakapabilis ng flight time. Okay, so we are 4 minutes away from our top of descent. Maybe just before we reach our top of descent, we will be resuming our navigation speed. So ngayon, expedite lang natin. And so far, walang traffic within my vicinity. Meron lang, naka-GA. Pero hindi naman siya, GA naman siya. Oh, siyam na talaga. Ang daming departure niya. Dami ko. Sana nag-online na lang ako. Sige lang, next time na. Okay, we are nearly over Masbate Island. This is the island north of Cebu, the province where our destination airport is located. So after this is waypoint Batay. Actually, we are now inbound Batay, 76 miles. Okay, so while waiting for our top of descent, let's prepare our chart for our arrival. Miles lang for our top of descent. Okay, my bad, supposed to be around 80 miles before top of descent. We have done our approach check briefing. Okay, let's do our approach briefing. This is Jefferson Chart 10-2 Foxtrot, published 19th of April 2018, Lapu-Lapu, Philippines, or Mactan, Cebu. We will be using the Batay 3 Papa arrival. So Batay 3 Papa, from Batay at above 10,000 to Aquilo to Aster to Tonyo at above 4,000. So simple as that. This is Batay, 10,000 feet, Aquilo, Aster, then at waypoint Tonyo, maximum 250 knots and at above 4,000 feet. And for our approach in runway 04, Arnab approach, this is Jefferson Chart 12-1, published 6th of October 2017. Final approach course 46 degrees, mandatory altitude is 2,400 feet. MDA or minimum descent altitude is 410 feet. Airport elevation 32 feet, runway elevation 21 feet. Minimum sector altitude around the aerodrome is on the northwest at 4,900 feet. Marmis approach course, climb 046 degrees at 2,000 and turn right direct to Jodem to Drigo and hold at 4,000 as instructed by the ATs. Alright, we are 4 miles away from our top of descent. Let's now resume our navigation speed and let's now descend to 2,000 feet. There we go. Traffic advisory, Philippine 181 Heavy, leaving flight level 350 on initial descent by the Batay 3 Papa arrival, expecting Arnab approach, runway 04, Mactan, Cebu. Okay, let's finish our arrival briefing. Where were we? Yeah, minimum descent altitude is 410. So this is our course, Tonyo, then to Boyer, then Victor Mike 04 Alpha. Gonna turn left to track 046 degrees and Victor Mike 04 Bravo with speed of 185 knots at maximum before runway 04. And for our Jeppesen chart aerodrome, this is 10-9 published 30th of December 2019, airport elevation 35 feet. We are expected to to land at runway 04 with a length of 3.3 kilometers. And if possible, we can advocate echo, pero according to our chart, all wide-body 4-engine aircraft are advised to use the inboard air little. May walang instruction dito. I think there's as far as I know, there was an instruction to taxi bakit deactive by Charlie. However, this is a light air. We are just, I think, between light to medium weight right now for the Airbus A350-900. So we are able to bakit by Echo, then Delta, then turn left on Bravo to Foxtrot to the new international terminal. Okay, that concludes our briefing. We are now almost passing 3,000 feet, descending to Mactan, Cebu via Batay 3 Papa arrival. Okay, Victor in Rpvm, sent by Sir Brett, Rpvm 2350, okay, that's the time, yeah, 20 degrees at 12 knots, yes, 12 knots. Okay, so expecting some 4 knots of crosswind, then, yeah, good visibility, 9999, few clouds at 2000, QNH is 1010, no significant weather changes. Thanks, Sir Brett. Okay, so while we are descending, let's now set our approach pace. So QNH is 1010. Temperature ground is seriously? No. Ground temperature. Ground temperature is 28. Winds to 0 at 12 knots. MDA is 410. There we go. So wala tayong i-input for RADNAV since this is rate RNAV approach naman tayo. Okay, checking our progress page. GPS is still primary, accuracy is high. Okay, where are we at? We are 25 miles inbound of Batay. There we go, that's our aircraft, Batay. So altitude restriction at Batay is at or above 10,000 feet. No? Grabe. Sige. Ganda sa string ATC na yun in Manila, oh. Daming departures. Okay, going to Sir Brett's. I was hoping the Airbus A300 version 2 would have been released already. I know there is an update, but I kinda lost my what is it? There's a no, I know I haven't lost it, but there's a problem with my license key. The Inibuild is not still not responding on my request to have a new license key. I think the license key was hacked. Okay, so Alright guys, just a short recap what what's happening right now in our aircraft. We are currently on our descent by the Batay 3 Papa arrival going to Mactan, Cebu. Our nav approach runway 04. So a short quick review. The mandatory altitude for our final approach in runway 04 is 2,400, but I manually set our descent down to 2,000 with the constraint button on. So if ever we'll pass by any waypoint that has a constraint like altitude and speed restrictions, we will be maintaining at that restriction. So right now we are inbound Batay. However, yeah, Batay is at about 10,000 feet. This is already Cebu Island, guys. And after Batay, we will be turning right to waypoint Akido. And yeah, there's a purple colored flight 040. That means that we will be holding at flight level 400. That's an altitude restriction at waypoint 20. So this is again the Airbus A350 of flight factor with the Philippine Airlines livery, and we are flying live on Vatsim as Philippines 181. And we departed Ninoy Aquino International Airport around more than 30 minutes ago. And we are now on our descent to Mactan, Cebu International Airport. That is Romeo Papa Victor Mike here in Central Philippines. Yan guys, paliko na tayo ng papuntang Cebu. We are passing 16,000 feet. Inbound na tayo ng Akido. So Batay 3 Papa arrival yung gagamitin natin. So we will be expecting some crosswind of 4 knots on our arrival before touching down in runway 04 in Mactan, Cebu, since we have winds coming from 20 degrees at 12 knots. Meron tayong 4 knots component coming from the east, or coming from my left on our approach in Mactan, Cebu. Okay, checking on Vatsim, there are no aircraft departing Mactan, Cebu International Airport, so we will have no problem or deep traffic on our final approach in Mactan, Cebu, guys. So our cruising altitude earlier was 35,000 feet, and we're just expecting some 1 hour of airtime going to our destination. And we did expedite our cruising speed. So during our cruise at 35,000 feet, we increased our speed to Mach decimal 88 at maximum. So far wala namang traffic. Okay, this is Negros Island, this is Cebu Island, and the island just across this island is my hometown. Okay, 13,000 feet, and that's now our approach checklist. Briefing is now confirmed, ECAM status check. Okay, let's now turn on our seatbelt signs. And minimum set to 410 feet MDA down to the line. Bar reference set now to 1011. Set. Passing flight level 121. Now, no difference down to the line. Approach checklist is complete. Alright guys, it's December 23, 2 days na lang, or 1 day to go before we have Christmas. Okay, current time right now is 16 minutes past the hour 2 in the afternoon here in the Philippines. We are flying live on Vatsim, real-time real weather, and we're expected for our touchdown in Mactan, Cebu 31 minutes past the hour of 2 in the afternoon, or 0631 Zulu time. Kaya medyo sterile kape. Konti lang ito. Saan naman tayo? Okay, we just passed the waypoint at Milo. We are now in Mount Aster. Then after which is Tonyo with a maximum speed of 250 knots and altitude at above 4,000. So ngayon our speed is now slowing down to at least 250 knots. Okay, Continental 1206 cables frame on Vatsim. Estimated time of is 1 hour 44 minutes. Go over 1206. Yeah, you're flying right now. Cables. Hard down. Try looking to it. Yeah, there's her Brett. Okay, he's in Boston, going to Memphis. Okay, show on map. Where are you? There you go. There you go. Okay, you are still flying on New York FIR, ARTCC. Sir Brett. Also, you're flying an Airbus A300 right now. That's nice. That's why you're. Yeah, that's why you're. Very big shout out to Continental 1206 all the way from the United States. He's on the West Coast. One hour and 44 minutes. You're going to Memphis. And Memphis has a center right now. Just 5 minutes lang siya kaka-online. Sana all. Bakit ay ayaw lumabas yung chat box ko dito? Yung problema ito guys. Nakakainis. Parang kausap ko yung sarili ko dito. Dito yung chat. Okay guys, yung speed na natin ngayon is around 240 knots, just above 240, and we are at 7,600 feet. We will be maintaining 4,000 until we pass by waypoint Tonyo. On traffic advisory, Philippine 1081 heavy turning base for runway 04. Na tayo below 10,000. Green and they will be on my side. Okay, at waypoint Boyer, we will an altitude restriction at above the 3,000. Then at Victor Mike 04 Alpha at about 2,400 feet. That is our mandatory altitude for our approach in 04. Okay, there goes Mactan's International Airport. So the tayo destination airport natin, Mactan Island. And we are currently on our base leg for our approach in runway 04. Okay, for our profile for our arrival, we will be arriving by Arnav approach. We will be setting our air brakes to low. Okay, brakes to low. And our auto thrust will be on speed. Auto brakes also on low. Cabin crew will be advised later after we reach. Okay, so our approach course is now activated. Approach course is now activated. Our approach phase is now activated. Okay, approach button set. Autopilot to engage. And speed is 230 knots. Flaps 1. Speed check flaps 1. Okay, this is an almost a 90 degrees turn towards runway 04, so we need to slow down our aircraft or else we will be veering off our course, slightly veering off our course. And maybe around before 1,000 feet we will be disconnecting our autopilot and manually land this aircraft. Auckland traffic advisory, Philippine 181 heavy turning final runway 04. 8 flaps 2, speed check flaps 2. Final approach check, speed checked. Waiting for 2,500 feet before deploying our gears.
2,500.
Gear down. Flaps 3, speed check flaps 3. Flaps 4, speed check flaps 4. Front spoilers on. Lights on. Landing checklist, cabin crew advised. Auto thrust on speed, auto brakes on low. ECA memo landing no glue, landing checklist complete.
2,000.
Okay guys, just a short recap. This is Philippine 1081 Airbus A350 of Flight Factor. We are now on our final approach on runway 04 in Mactan, Cebu International Airport here in Central Philippines. That is ICAO code Romeo Papa Victor Mike, and we will be touching down via the Arnav approach. And we departed Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Manila around 45 or 48 minutes ago. Alright, 2 whites and 2 reds. Oh my god, some Bernard's watching. Okay, let's now turn on our Experialistic. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's engaging autopilot. My controls.
1,000.
Trying to align for runway 04. We are now experiencing that crosswind 4 knots. So let's try to control it with our rudders. Final approach checked.
Terrain.
Hundred above, 500. 400. Minimum 300. 200. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 50, 40, 40, 30, 20, 10, 10.
Oh, excellent landing. Negative 21. Nice. First set, spoilers. 70 knots. Really? Okay. Okay, flash retracted, spoilers disarm. Continue taxi. Did I see it right? Negative 21. Excellent landing. Let's just try to review it later. Haha. Okay, let's pocket by echo. Mactan traffic advisory Philippine 1081 landed at vacating the active via echo will continue Delta right and Bravo to the new terminal building. Stand of choice. slow down first. Let's turn off our weather systems. Okay, after landing checklist, capture tracklist, spoilers disarm, radar off, predictive ventures off, down to the line, build the line, APU master switch on, and APU start. Here on the right and here on the left. So what was it? I didn't see what the rate. I think it's negative 21, sir. Yeah, that's the reason I hide it behind my camera. Sometimes I'm too shy to reveal my FPMs. Okay, they're on the right side, they're on the left side. Okay, we'll be turning right on Bravo. Forgot to turn off. Maybe I should show up for the landing more often if you're gonna get lol. Clear on the left side, clear on the right side. Okay, let's just park. Where? This one. Let's park here. Here on the left, here on the right. Turning off our lights. Parking the taxiway. Everyone is in bed. Not me. Three knots. Okay, parking set, parking brake set. Alright, APU bleed on. And turning off engine number 2. Okay, N1 less than 10%, shutting down engine number 1. Alright, there you go. And let's attach our ground power. APU external power set. APU is now off. Turning off all the other lights. And seatbelt signs off. And cabin crew, disarm doors, and cross-check. Alright guys, welcome to Mactan Cebu International Airport here in Central Philippines. Okay, this is the Airbus A350 flight factor that it... Whoa. To be honest, that was one of my best landings here using an Airbus A350. Ano ba sabi ko na 340? A350-900 of flight factor correction. If I said it A340. Okay, right now let's disconnect on Vatsim and let's try to review our landing here in Mactan, Cebu. Okay, stand by. Here we go. Okay, this is now guys our review of our arrival here in Mactan, Cebu. This is an RNAV approach, runway 04 with 4 knots crosswind components. Butter. Sana butter. Tingnan natin. I'll record it. It's hidden behind my camera. Whoa, it's butter! It's negative 19! What? Really? It's negative 19 FPM, Sir Brent. Nice! Whoa, that was my best landing ever on a Flight Factor Airbus 350. Whoa. I need to say this. Okay, let's take a look on our landing on our passenger left wing view. Okay. Did my passengers felt anything on that arrival? It was a butter. Yeah, it's negative 19 FPM. Tower view. Okay, this will be the last view. Alright guys, this is the Flight Factor Airbus A350 with the Philippine Airlines livery, and this is a recap of my RNAV approach in runway 04 in Mactan, Cebu. Negative 19. That's awesome. Only one time did I ever land where I didn't register the tires that actually touched down. It was a negative 5 days. I'm just so happy. This is my first time to land a negative 19. Sorry guys. Alright guys, thank you for watching. This is again Philippine Airlines Airbus A350 of Flight Factor. We were live on Vatsim as Philippine 1081, and we just arrived here at Mactan Cebu International Airport. That is ICAO code Romeo Papa Victor Mike, and we departed Romeo Papa Lima Lima, that is Ninoy Aquino International Airport in the capital city of Manila here in the Philippines. And this one is a batter. Oh my right of it. Sir Bet, you're my lucky charm. Okay, so our craft on this recap is now vacating the active via Echo, then we'll taxi on Delta, right on Bravo to the Terminal Troy. Standard Choice, the new terminal building here in Mactan, Cebu. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching this stream. If you like this stream, don't forget to hit that like or follow button below for those who will be reviewing this stream at this point of time. Thank you very much for my new followers. Deeply appreciate it. This is your virtual captain John here in the Philippines, member of Airway Philippines Alliance, a virtual airline based here in the Philippines. And thank you guys for watching this stream, and hope to see you again on our next stream, maybe later tonight. It's either be flying on Vatsim pilot or will be controlling ground again in Ninoy Aquino International Airport as a virtual ATC. Hope you're doing well right now, Sir Fred. Have a nice landing in Memphis. the next hour. And to all of you guys around the world, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and hope to see you again. Thank you guys, bye.